So this is our second presentation, right? First presentation was there by Prijal Khanka. Everybody take correct position. And your mind should be inside the classroom. Bimali, here is the whiteboard. Smart board, not only whiteboard, smart board is here. See, we can touch and we can move like this. Phones activity, mobile activity is here. That's why learn. One of you go and close the door because children are playing outside and you are getting disturbed. Especially basketball players, they are looking at basketball and thinking to go once again and then take part in it. Without wasting time, let's welcome next presentation. Aarina Gubhaju, welcome her with a big round of applause.
Namaskar and very well good afternoon to you all. As you all know, it's Aarina Gubhaju from grade 9 standing in front of you all to present as a recap for our first lesson, scientific learning. And my topic is scientific learning, and scientific learning and its importance. The learning which is gained through observation and experimentation is called scientific learning. The learning or the experience we gain from observation or experimentation of the process is known as scientific learning. Science education gives students the opportunity to gain a better knowledge of how and why things function. Science education gives us students an opportunity to gain better knowledge in a specific topic as we go through experiments and know how it is done, and children get an appreciation for skepticism through studying science. Science can also create curiosity that helps students understand and formulate questions on the information they have accumulated. In science, we go through different experiments, and children grow through curiosity for how the things are done, and through that curiosity, the students understand and formulate the questions or the information that they have accumulated. Basic procedure for scientific learning. In scientific learning also there are basic procedures which should be followed, and first procedure is ask a question. Asking a question is first asking a question.
You can use this one.
Asking a question is our first process in scientific learning. By asking a question, we start a scientific process. After asking a question, we start by background research. We research in the topic of how things are done previously, and we construct a hypothesis. We construct a hypothesis like how it can be done, or how hypothesis is a possibility. We construct a possibility, and experimental data becomes background research for new future project. Ask new question, form new hypothesis, and experiment again. It means that we form a hypothesis or any predictions, and if and Previous researches are their base for new projects, but if it fails or if it doesn't work, we again go back to this and ask a new question, form a new hypothesis and experiment again. uh, After the hypothesis works out, we test with an experiment. We test whether it works in the daily life uses in a daily base or not, and after it we know that procedure is working or not, the answer will come no or yes. And if no, then this process is repeated, and if yes, then we analyze data and draw conclusions. We analyze the data that have been received after those researches, and we draw a conclusion, and results align with hypothesis, and results align or not at all with hypothesis. And after it, we communicate results. After all this process, at last we communicate the results. We communicate the results among our group members, or the scientific programmers with whom we are working with. Troubleshoot procedure: carefully check all steps and setup. In here, troubleshoot procedure: carefully check all steps and setup. Observation and question. Observation: noticing something interesting or unexplained in the natural world. Observation is the process where we observe the objective we have been researching. It is simply noticing something interesting or unexplained in the natural world and forming a question, formulating a question about what you have observed. After observing, we should form a question for what we have observed. For example, observing that plants grow towards light and asking why this happens. It is the same process. And research. Research is the process of systematic inquiry that entails collection of data, documentation of critical information, and analysis and interpretation of the data information in accordance with suitable methodologies set by specific professional field and academic disciplines. It means that research is a process or systematic inquiry. It is a systematic inquiry that entails collection of data, documentation of critical information. And hypothesis. In this method, specific hypothesis formulated and investigation work in confined to testing the validity of the hypothesis so formulated. It means that we form some theories that can be happen in the experiment. It's a tentative generalization, the validity of which remain to be tested. In its elementary stage, a hypothesis may be any hunch, guess, imaginative idea. It means that hypothesis can be a hunch or guess that can be happen, or imaginative idea, which becomes the basis for action or investigation. And here is a figure of, first we have a hypothesis, and it goes with the whole process of research, science, experimentation, analysis, and so on. Experimentation: designing an experiment. Variables: independent, dependent, and controlled. Designing and experimentation can be the variables which are independent, dependent, and controlled procedure. Step-by-step process. Experimentation have step-by-step processes for how the things work out. Example of experiment: testing the effect of different light source on plant growth. Data collection. Data collection methods are recording observation and measurement systematically. Data collection means collecting the data through recorded observations and measurements systematically. The tools of data collection includes charts, graphs, tables, etc. Like here is graphs and this is chart. Example, measuring plant height over a period of time. In here, example is measuring plant height over a period of time. Like if we plant for example, for experimentation, if we plant a plant inside a room and outside a room, after some time we check the height of the plant. Like if plant gets available sources of sunlight, water, then how its growth become faster and in an effective way. But in the sandy place, the plants can't grow well, and it is an example of data collection too. Analysis. Analyzing data, interpreting the data to find patterns and relationships. We interpret data to find patterns and relationships. After data collection, we interpret them, we compare them with the previous data or the data with whom we want to compare. Like in that case, we compare the data of the plant grown outside the room and inside the room. And statistical tools, mean, median, and mode, etc. are the statistical tools for analysis. Example, comparing the growth rates of plant under different life conditions. It is the same example I have given to you guys. And curiosity. Curiosity is the branch for everything in science. Curiosity, the catalyst for scientific learning. Curiosity is the driving force behind scientific learning. As I said, curiosity builds a person to do what they want and about the things, how the things go in their life. Image, illustration of a person looking at question marks surrounded by scientific symbols. And curiosity motivates us to explore, discover, and seek answers to our questions. Curiosity motivates us to explore, discover, and seek answers to our questions. Curiosity makes us more curious about a topic and makes us more interested to explore and discover new things to answer our own questions. It leads to active engagement in the learning process. After we are curious and we explore new things, we are engaged in the learning processes and deeper understandings of scientific concepts. We go through different experimentation and we explore new things and we go to the deeper understandings of scientific concepts too. In a scientific learning, next important topic is conclusion. Scientific learning is essential for understanding the world and decisions and making decisions. Scientific learning is essential for understanding the world and making decisions. It fosters critical thinking, exploration, and collaboration. It increases the critical thinking, exploration, and collaboration in a human being. By embracing scientific learning, we can unlock the potential for innovation and tackle the challenges of the future. Through the scientific learning, we get more potential for new inventions and tackle the challenges of the future. Like we can take an example of many scientists who have failed in their life, but through their own curiosity, they have answered their questions by their potential innovations, tackling the challenges of the future. We are using their inventions in our daily life nowadays, which have played a crucial role in our daily life. And scientific learning is an incredible journey that unravels the secrets of the natural world, fuels innovation, and addresses global challenges. Scientific learning is really an incredible journey where we find different things to tackle in our life. After scientific learning, there are different fields in science also. Science is the systematic study of physical and natural world through measurement, experiment, observation, and formulation of laws. Science involves the systematic study in any topic which can be in physical or natural world. Science is able to inform problem solving and decision making skills. Science has been able to inform problem solving and decision making skills in many areas of life. The following are the branches of science. Each branch is categorized into a different type of subject that covers different area of studies. Natural science, physical science, arts and space science and life science. Physical science includes physics and chemistry, while art and space science includes geology, meteorology, astronomy, and life science include botany, ecology, zoology, and genetics. Biology. Biology is the study of life in the living things in the world. The person who studies the structure, function, origin, evolution, and evolution and breeding of new varieties of living organisms are called biologists. Broadly, biology is classified into three branches. They are botany, zoology, and microbiology. Botany is the study of plants. Likewise, zoology is the study of animals, and microbiology is the study of microorganisms. Environmental science. Environmental science is interdisciplinary science. It refers to the group of scientific disciplines that are all concerned with the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of the surroundings in which organisms live. Environmental science is interdisciplinary science. It includes scientific disciplines concerned with physical, chemical, and biological characteristics in our surrounding in the environment where organisms live. Art science is the study of components of earth such as land, water, and air. It includes the study of atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Geology, the branch of science that deals with the study of origin, history, evolution, and structure of the earth's crust is called geology. Meteorology, the science that deals with the atmosphere and its phenomena such as weather and climate is called meteorology. Physics is the study of nature and natural phenomena. The person who study physics are called physicists. Some example of physicists can include Albert Einstein and chemistry. The study of the structure, composition, properties, and how the energy is released or absorbed when matter changes is called chemistry. Chemistry includes structure, composition, properties, and how the energy is released or absorbed when matter changes. Chemistry is truly the learning of the chemical changes in any matter. And metric prefix. Metric prefix is an easy way of expressing multiples and sub-multiples of any defined unit. The table shown below is the example of metric prefix. Here multiples, larger units, and sub-multiples, sub-units. Multiples include this: kilometer, kilogram, kiloliter, hectometer, hectogram, hectoliter, and decameter, decagram, and decaliter, while sub-multiples include decimeter, decigram, deciliter, centimeter, centigram, centiliter, and millimeter, milligram, and milliliter. Advantages of the use of fundamental metric unit. Some advantages of metric unit is the names are self-explanatory. It means that their own name explains that their quantity or capacity. And next is the names are easier to learn. The names are easier to learn than to remember the numbers, while the prefixes have a structure. The prefixes also have their own structure, and the prefixes are understood internationally. Even if the numbers are not understood internationally, the prefixes or their names are understood throughout the world. And importance of list count. Some of the measuring tools are given: angle locator, pressure gauge, laser level, etc. are some list count. List count. List count of an instrument is the smallest measurement which can accurately taken from the particular instrument. List count can be defined as the smallest measurement which can be taken accurately. Smallest measurement which can be taken accurately from an instrument is list count. Example of list count is most list count in protector is 0 degree, and same in spring balance. It is the device in which an object to be weighed. And here is the figure of spring balance. Meter scale. A meter scale is the 1 meter long scale divided into 100 equal parts. Average. An average is defined as the value which is obtained by adding all the items of series and dividing this total by the number of items. It is also known as mean. And precision. It refers to the closeness of two or more measurements to each other. It is the closeness of two or more measurements to each other. Uses of average. Average also have their uses, like they provide the overall picture of the series. And average value gives a clear picture about the field under study of guidance. Clear picture about the field under study of guidance, and it gives a concise description of the group as a whole. Like if we find the average of marks of grade 9 students, then we will know the description of the group as a whole, and it enables us to compare two or more groups in terms of typical performance. If we are gonna compare the marks of two classes, then we are about to find average and compare them, which makes it enable to compare two or more group in terms of typical performance. Scientific notation. Scientific notation is important because it allows to convert very large or very small numbers into much more manageable sizes. Scientific notation means the notation for the numbers which allows it to convert very large or very small numbers to much more manageable sizes. When these numbers are written in scientific notation, it is much easier to work with them. The following rules of scientific notation are followed to determine the power of 10 of two big and two small numbers. The rules are like this: the base should always be 10, the exponent must be a non-zero integer, the absolute value of the coefficient is greater than or equal to 1, but it should be less than 10. Coefficients can be positive or negative. The numbers or digits after the decimal are called mantissa. Mantissa carries the rest of the significant digits of the number. If the number is given of multiple, then the decimal point has to be moved to the left and the power of 10 will be positive. If the given number is smaller than 10, then the decimal point has to be moved to the right, so the power of 10 will be negative. As reference, thank you for your concentrations and cooperation till the end. Hope you have noted out the important points. Hope you have a wonderful and great time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aarina. So I asked her how many slides are made. She has prepared 29 slides, right? So many slides, and she has brought all the portions of the chapter, scientific learning, first chapter. Now we need to prepare this chapter as well. Yes or no? In third term examination, question will be asked from top to bottom. Understood or not? So it's not like that. Okay, what is taught after second term, that will become not like that. So from top to bottom, all portions, what type of question will be asked? MCQ, BSQ, SQ, and LQ. So thank you very much. So she, not only the 30, the 29, 30 slides she has made. She was saying 29. How many are here? 30 slides. See, 30 out of 30. So that's great. Actually, when we revise the lesson, when we present, then we will remember all the things what we have discussed. We discussed about definition of science, scientific learning. Actually, science is responsible for knowing about natural world by using some techniques, right? And there are some stages of scientific learning. Then fields of science, least count, average, scientific notation. So those things are here. So just I will show you once again from book as well. Class 9 science. Class 9 science. So if we do from there, it takes time because she has taken this chapter, right? So see, growth of plants. In one chart of the she was discussing condensation process, evaporation process, some fields of science. Who is it? Mendeleev. What did you do? He gave us Mendel's periodic table, right? He's called father of periodic table. He gave those ideas, then others they made. And here are some challenges, and then the solutions. What is here? Achievements and challenges, right? Science is boon as well as brain also. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? The counting. So from here, now some questions will be given to you to solve tomorrow. Are you ready? Now what do? I will give you question from government book. That is better. Understood or not? So from this book you have already practiced. You just pause for some time. You already practiced. Question number A, question number B, question number C, question number D. If you are given, it is enough, right? You might have got other subjects homework also. Yes or no? Right? So these are your works. I will mention in your this also. Okay, thank you.